The Fort Worth woman who fatally shot someone breaking into her home in the middle of the night in December has been cleared of any criminal wrongdoing by the Tarrant County grand jury. The person she killed was a 14-year-old boy, but she did not know that when she fired one shot to protect her home and her children. Fox 4's Sean Rabb is the only reporter to speak with Aaliyah Wallace then and now. Sean.
Yeah, Clarice, Fort Worth police referred the case to a Tarrant County grand jury without recommending any charges, leaving it to Tarrant County jurors, citizens, to decide whether she should stand trial. And the jurors said no, and for Aaliyah Wallace, a sigh of relief.
I feel great that they was able to see it through my eyes.
Aaliyah Wallace, grateful that a Tarrant County grand jury refused to indict her on any charges after she shot and killed someone trying to break in her federally subsidized home. The shooting happening in December of last year. For Wallace, 4 months of wondering.
Basically that it would be, drug out, or I'll be away from my kids, or, things like that.
It was an early December morning when Aaliyah Wallace shot through the curtain hanging over a window in her 8-year-old daughter's room, where someone was trying to enter. Her unit had been the target of multiple break-ins and attempted break-ins. Each time, she called 911 and reported the incidents to management. The person outside her window turned out to be a 14-year-old.
I want to offer my condolences to his family and thank everyone who helped me and my girls.
She is the mother of 4 girls.
They go to counseling once a week, so it's still a little tough for them, but other than that, they okay.
Wallace found herself facing eviction because apartment management said she violated rules by having a gun on property. Attorney Mark Melton took up her defense on that issue pro bono, and the eviction threat went away. Many people supported Wallace, including a Central Texas Republican State Representative, Carrie Isaac.
What do you want to say to them?
I want to say thank you so much. We are eternally grateful for that. We were able to move away from the apartment, so thank you.
So along with her children, Aaliyah Wallace is also in counseling, and the family's moved to another part of Tarrant County.
Sean Rabb live. Thank you.
Plano police had a history of calls to the home where officers say a woman killed her ex-husband. Hello, I'm Steve Eager.
Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes. So neither the suspect nor the victim had a record of violent crimes, but police say they have received disturbance calls at that home in the past. Fox 4's Alex Boyer is in Plano tonight with the latest. Alex.
Hey guys, and according to those arrest reports, we've learned that a couple has been divorced since 2022. They have 3 kids together, but according to friends, they tell police that the family was still living at that Plano home where the deadly encounter happened. At one point, David had filed for a protective order against his ex-wife prior to that divorce being finalized, but later withdrew it. It was inside this Plano home where police say 38-year-old Meredith Nunley fatally shot her ex-husband, 55-year-old David Nunley, last Friday night. He managed to call 911 and told the dispatcher, quote, "I've been shot."
Officers arrived. They determined that the front door was unlocked. They called out. Nobody responded. Our dispatcher said that the line was still open.
Nunley died on the floor of his garage, shot in the chest, his cell phone nearby, but no weapons. Around the same time, a friend of the ex-wife, Meredith Nunley, told police Meredith called her and said she shot David because she found him on the phone with another woman, quote, "an illegal." Investigators were able to ping Meredith Nunley's phone and found her sitting in her vehicle at an apartment complex 2 miles away.
They used the drone to initially look at the vehicle, see who was in there, and then made phone calls. That way they could talk with her.
According to the arrest affidavit, Meredith told the negotiator a different story, saying, quote, "David lost his temper and he got physical with me and I defended myself." Meredith went on to say, "I don't even know where I hit him," and added that, "I was just in a trance." She eventually surrendered to police. The report states the gun Meredith used to kill David was on the passenger seat.
Heartbreaking.
Absolutely. Brittany Mariscal lives in the neighborhood. She saw the Nunleys together recently.
We've seen them kind of come and go. We saw them on Easter Sunday, going to church together, obviously, with their kids.
Court records show David filed for divorce and it was finalized in 2022. Both parties had joint custody of their 3 kids at the time of the divorce. A friend who called police Friday night said the Nunleys had been living together. Police also noted that the home had a history of calls for service involving disturbances and child abuse.
I've heard from other neighbors that you could just hear them, yelling at each other. Just nothing good. It's just sad. It's really sad. I think it's heartbreaking, and again, you never know what's going on inside someone's house.
And Meredith Nunley is charged with murder. She remains in jail on a $500,000 bond. According to the arrest affidavit, the children were not inside the house at the time of the incident.
Dallas ISD cited a vague and really unspecified failure to strictly follow safety protocols as the reason why a student was able to bring a gun onto campus at Wilmer-Hutchins High School.
Yeah, so police say that student shot and injured another student inside the school earlier this month. The suspect got past the metal detector at the school. The district won't say whether it was properly staffed, but officials did say one of the safety measures they took after the shooting was making sure enough people were on hand for student arrivals and dismissals. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager spoke with a school board trustee about the security failure at the school. She joins us now. Peyton.
Heather, and I asked Trustee Maxie Johnson, why did this take 2 weeks for this information to be revealed? He tells me he just found out about this new information at last night's school board meeting. He says that the district had just so many pieces of evidence and pieces of information related to this incident at Wilmer-Hutchins that they wanted to conduct a thorough investigation.
2 weeks after a shooting inside Wilmer-Hutchins High School, a Dallas ISD trustee confirms 17-year-old Jakirian Rhodes Ewing's bag wasn't correctly checked by staff. The district requires clear backpacks. Wilmer-Hutchins has metal detectors. Trustee Maxie Johnson told Fox 4 Friday the metal detectors worked on April 12th, and the failure came from staff failing to follow certain protocols.
The metal detectors worked. Everything worked correctly. It wasn't a malfunction of the machines, anything. This is simply protocol and safety protocols that the Board of Trustees have implemented, the administration have implemented, was not followed on the campus.
The district says Rhodes Ewing entered through a door near the gym during a late entry process. Later in the school day, police say the 17-year-old shot another student in the leg. It's still unknown how the suspect allegedly got the gun. In the days following the shooting, Dallas ISD said new safety measures were added, but didn't go into detail. Friday, DISD said it increased personnel during arrival and dismissal district-wide. Plus, it's retraining all staff on backpack searches, wands, and metal detectors. Johnson says he understands why parents are still frustrated.
They have every right to be angry. They have every right to express how they feel. A gun got in one of our schools. It shocked all of us.
Thursday evening, some parents confronted the school board.
I have voiced multiple times that y'all are not following protocol.
This parent said she's reported to Wilmer-Hutchins administration that students were freely walking in and not enough people were manning the metal detectors.
Y'all letting these kids go through this metal detector and it's going off. There were never an officer up there checking bags. She called me and said, "Mama, can you come get me?" I went and got her, and she was terrorized. This is sad.
Let's think about being a parent at work and receiving these frantic texts. "Mommy, he just shot somebody. I'm in a room locked in the dark. I hear people crying."
This mother has a child at Wilmer-Hutchins and also volunteers at the school.
What would your expectations be if this was your child?
And Steve and Heather, I also want to bring up something that I noticed at last night's Dallas School Board meeting. We heard from some speakers from the Teachers Union, the American Federation of Teachers. They brought up anger because they voiced to the board that some teachers at Wilmer-Hutchins were put on administrative leave after they participated in a walkout in those days following the shooting. Now, the district has not commented on that specific issue.
The Colleyville synagogue, held hostage by an armed man 2 years ago, received an emailed bomb threat today.
Colleyville police evacuated the synagogue, bringing back tough memories for those who remember the hostage situation. Fox 4's David Santendry is in Colleyville tonight with the story. David.
Well, this is a small congregation, a bit more than 100 people, but as you just mentioned, unfortunately, it's not the first time they've been at the center of a terroristic threat.
We have to keep vigilant.
Jeffrey Cohen is a leader of Congregation Beth Israel in Colleyville.
We've got a good community, and we know our neighbors, and our neighbors know us.
It's unclear, however, who sent the Jewish synagogue a bomb threat Friday morning. It came in an email reading, in part,
"Everything will blow up and blood will shatter everywhere."
Cohen contacted police. The synagogue was evacuated.
And when everything was clear, we let everybody back in.
No bombs were found. The email appears to be a hoax.
And you never know which ones are real and which ones aren't.
Still, if any synagogue has reason for anxiety, it's this one. In January 2022, it opened its doors to a man claiming to be homeless. The synagogue assisted him for about an hour.
He was friendly, jovial, made eye contact, smiled. He very much seemed like what he claimed to be.
Until he wasn't. The man revealed a gun and took 4 hostages. Cohen was one of them.
That went on for 11 hours, and in the end, we escaped, and he was killed.
Law enforcement killed the man who was plotting to use the hostages as a bargaining chip in his hopes to release a terrorist from a federal prison in Texas. Now, in the midst of Israel's war with Hamas terrorists, there's concern of new attacks on soft targets like houses of worship.
You have to do the training over and over again.
Unfortunately, Friday's bomb threat will likely not be the last to a place of worship.
It takes a lot of time and annoyance.
Cohen's hope is for people to understand that his small congregation is no place to target violence.
Folks need to know what's going on so that they can make a decision if what they see is acceptable or not. And if it's not acceptable, they can speak out against it.
The FBI tells me that Colleyville PD is the lead on this investigation, but it is willing to help coordinate if needed. I want to point out that it appears several other synagogues in the North Texas area also received this same email earlier today.
For the first time on camera, the chief of Dart Police is now addressing an alarming string of violent incidents happening at stations and in trains.
Chief Cato took the job in 2022, and he's overseen the force during an increase in crime. And he sat down with Fox 4's David Santendry. David's in Dallas tonight with more on what he's had to say. David.
Well, DART says it gives more than 200,000 rides a day. So that's a lot of people, but unfortunately, many opportunities for crime. And last year, DART did see a significant increase in many different crimes. So today we spoke with the chief of police about a wide range of topics for the taxpayer-funded service. Do you feel like people riding DART truly feel safe every time they get on a train?
I think it depends on who you ask and when you ask them.
DART Chief of Police Charles Cato is speaking with Fox 4 about a 25% increase in reported crime last year compared to the prior year. 169 robberies, a 34% increase. 747 assaults, a 21% increase. Crime numbers for this year have not been made available. Earlier this month, Fox 4 reported about a 50-year-old woman who was beaten in the head with a rock and a glass vase at a DART station, allegedly by 26-year-old Charles Murray, who's also accused of beating someone on a DART train with a hammer. We've seen video of a woman pistol whipping a man on a train, drug use, and other crimes.
I look at each one individually and see where can we have intervened. Is there a place where we could have intervened, and how could we have changed that outcome for the future?
And you said you're down officers right now. About how many?
We're down 40 officers right now.
What does that do to your patrolling of this area?
That's one of the reasons why we sought out a contract for the transit security officer, the TSO contract.
Last year, DART hired 100 transit security officers to ride trains and assist DART police. In November, a security officer was assaulted by a rider during a dispute about paying the fare, according to DART. The officer shot the suspect in the arm. Next month, Chief Cato will present data to DART's board of directors on the security officer program. Then, the board will decide whether to renew the contract for a second year for $9 million. Are you in favor of extending the contract for the transit security officers?
Yes, like I said, I believe that we're seeing the return on investment in our response time to our calls for service.
DART says increased ridership will lead to increased crime reports. Also, more officers spotting crimes will increase reports. You call it a good system, but is it safe to say it's an imperfect system?
I don't know of any perfect system at all. I mean, if there is, let me know, because I'd like to see it.
I really need it, and I'm sure thousands of other people need it too.
We spoke with Curtis Lee, who rides DART to school and work.
It's a lot of drug use, lots of drug use. People fight all the time.
Lee says he intentionally sits near the conductor to avoid issues. He says he would not feel comfortable if his fiancée and toddler rode it alone.
I can protect myself, and believe me, she can protect herself too. It's just that, what do we have to protect ourselves against on any given day?
We have requested DART's crime data for the first few months of the year, but we are still waiting to receive that data. We'll let you know when we get it. For now, Steve, Heather, back to y'all.
All right, David Centenary, downtown Dallas DART station. David, thank you. Dallas police are searching for whoever shot two Dallas ISD students off of campus last night. The shooting happened on Bonneview Road after the students were apparently being driven home from a football workout at Roosevelt High School.
So late last night, Dallas ISD canceled class at the school because of what they called a credible threat. Fox 4 Stephen Dial live at the Dallas Police Department with more. Stephen.
Dallas police investigators not giving many details, but they did tell us that the two victims in the car were ages 16 and 17 years old. At this hour, we still do not have a suspect description or even a description of the gunman's vehicle. Dallas police are investigating a drive-by shooting involving two Roosevelt High School students Thursday just before 7 p.m. The boys' coach says that he was driving them from practice when the car was shot up off campus on Bonneview Road.
It was not on campus, and it occurred after school where two of our students were shot. They were taken to a nearby hospital where we're understanding right now that they're in good condition and expected to make a full recovery.
The coach, who we talked to off camera Thursday, was not injured. He drove back to campus and called 911. A brief post from the Dallas Police Department said that the car with the coach and players was traveling southbound on Bonneview Road when another vehicle pulled up to the passenger side of the car and fired several shots. A few hours later, Dallas ISD made the decision to call off school, posting on X, formerly Twitter, due to a credible threat, Roosevelt High School will be closed Friday.
We're not going to go into specifics on what the threat was itself, but I will say that there likely is some connection, but we won't go into detail regarding what the threat itself was.
The shooting investigation is being handled by Dallas police because the incident occurred off campus. Investigators did not have a vehicle or suspect description. Robin Harris with the district says that parents and students should expect a visible difference on campus Monday.
So that could look like, additional police presence. It could look like a different entry process for arrivals and those who are entering into the campus. Those processes may look a little bit different from times past. And it could also entail including our mental health clinicians.
And while this incident was off campus, it's been a busy week and month for school districts. Just this week, a student was shot and killed at Bowie High School in Arlington ISD. And then about 2 weeks ago, a student was shot and survived at Wilmer-Hutchins in Dallas ISD. Again, this incident happening off campus, Dallas police handling the investigation.